Jason Furler here, senior guard. John Sperano, number 34. Eric Smith gets a call for starting for the Hawks tonight. Blitz gets the start here for the Lancers. Here's Mike Kleppe, the big guy for the Hawks, George.
He's a dandy. I guess he had a great...
Jeff Shones. Chad Steele gets a start tonight. I think this is his first start this year.
Well, you know, they had a big game last night. Maybe that's a good idea, you know, get some new faces in there.
And here's a firepower for the Lancers, Sean Greenwald. And there goes Hupfer for the Hawks.
Hey, Brent.
Mike Fettgether, the coach for the Lancers, and Denny Beeson, the coach for the Prairie Hawks. You're watching Cox Cable Channel 36, Voice of Cedar Rapids Prairie. This is Jerry Evers with George Jones, Dave Evans on camera. Here comes a tip-off, George.
You bet.
Controlled by Kleppe. That's Furler with the ball. And right away, Shones picks up his first foul. Well, that didn't take long for that foul.
I tell you, it's just like a team trying to feel each other out. These referees are they're feeling somebody out there saying, "Hey, we ain't gonna
steal from the baseline. Three-point try is no good." And Lancers, Jones comes up with the ball. Greenwald with the ball with a 16-footer off the back of the rim, and knocked out of bounds by Furler. And Lancers have the ball underneath their own basket.
Well, and from the offset, I'll tell you what, it don't look like the Prairie Hawks are tired.
Oh, Prairie Hawks hit the ball. Press, Mike Kleppe dribbles the ball, gonna take it across the 10-second line, gives it off to Steele. He thinks about it, looks inside to big Mike Kleppe. Here he goes with the soft jumper, miss, rebounded in there by Blitz. Gets over the Greenwald. Greenwald looking for somebody underneath. Greenwald dribbles, and that's off a Hawk. I think Steele got his hands on him. Streif gonna get it in. And Hawk, that's Furler over there. He was on the line when he threw that ball. A lot of hustle on that, George.
I'll tell you what, a lot of hustle on both teams right now. They, a lot of these kids know each other. Both Southwest Side kids. Some of them go to the same churches. You bet. A lot of rivalry going on right now.
Garbage rebound in there, picked up by Shones. Shones shoots it up and in. That's the first score of the game. Lancers lead 2-0. Huffer gets the ball deep and inside to Mike Kleppe, takes a 2-foot shot. It's in, 3-point play, and you're going to get number 2 on Blitz.
I'll tell you that, isn't that Kleppe just smooth as silk? You know, that little rascal's only he's a junior. Got another year up here. Little rascal, you know, he's this foot.
That's Blitz's first foul, and Kleppe converts the 3-point plays. The Hawks lead now 3-2. Greenwald with behind the back dribble. He looks inside. He puts a soft jumper up. Second miss by Greenwald, and Kleppe with the rebound. Furler, Hupfer tries to get that ball inside to Steele and off Blitz's foot. So the Hawks have the ball underneath their own basket. Furler's going to inbound it. Furler looking inside to Kleppe. Kleppe fouled there, nothing called. Smith. Furler looks around, gives it to Steele. Steele take it in. He's going up. Nice pass in over here to Hupfer. Hupfer puts it in and out. And Smith with the basket, with the rebound underneath, and he gets called for 3 seconds. That was a quick 3, George.
I know it. You know, I just can't get over that. Doggone, they can build a tent down there in college, and then they don't get called. But high school, it's quick.
Greenwald with the ball. You got Soprano, Greenwald, Shones, and Streif. They call the foul in there on Mike Kleppe. And oh, it's a double foul. Is that right? A double foul? Yes, a double foul.
Could be, you know, these teams are going at each other.
Blitz drew his second one. Greenwald is 0 for 3 from the field. Hupper got a breakaway, puts it up, and rebounded in there by Schoens. Gets the ball up here to Sprannel. And foul's going to be called on Hupper.
You know, and I'm not so sure a little timeout wouldn't be needed. I think both these teams are running just kind of horse neck here. They got to slow things down and get things under control just a little bit.
Sprannel at the line. Coming in now, Bob Davidson sitting down is Blitz. Blitz has 2 fouls. He got caught in that double foul call just a few seconds ago. Score's tied, 3-3. Sprannel misses the second one. Mike Kleppe with the big rebound. Steele looking for somebody inside. Furler. Mike Kleppe almost had the ball stolen away. That's Furler. Takes it inside. 13-footer jump shot. Missed. Kleppe. And that's a correct call. Furler, Smith, or Kleppe and Smith were fighting over it, and that's a correct call. Traveling. Turnover Hawks. Ball goes over to the Lancers.
And these officials they're going to stay right on top of this game. It's going to go either way.
Eric Smith picks up his first one. So each team now with 3 team fouls. 5 minutes and 33 seconds left. We're all tied up, 3-all. Streif inbounds it.
You know, you wouldn't 3-3. You'd think that the way these guys are horse racing up and down this court, you'd have a 10-10 game by now. But
you're going to see Hupfer sitting down and Brian Jones coming in. Brian Jones, just a sophomore for the Hawks. Greenwald pushing off. 3 seconds in there. Tell you, that was good defense in there by Eric Smith on Greenwald, and someone was camping in that lane, and they called it. Greenwald usually shoots a little quicker than that.
And his reputation is ahead of him, you know. And I tell you, each time you go on the court, you got to prove it. And the Prairie Hawks would do like nothing better than to cut him down to a 10-point game one night.
Greenwald with the foul. Boy, Eric Smith, he's got a great big old black guy. He must have got that up at Waller.
He sure wasn't playing the piano, I can tell you that. This is good. If you ever have a chance, go down to courtside and just watch out under the basket. Man, I'll tell you, it's tough under there.
Smith inbounds it to Brian Jones. Gets fouled in there by Nick Streif. Streff, we pronounce it, not Streif. Streff.
Well, I hope they don't call this game just too tight. You know, the other night at Indiana, how many fouls were there? Indiana-Iowa game, 50-some fouls, I think, were called. Let them play a little ball.
Pat Weldon into the game. That's Weldon with the ball now. Brings it back out to Weldon. Weldon looks around. He dribbles left-handed, gets it over to Furler, thinks about it. He takes that 18-footer, bounces around, and you got a rebound by Jones. He gets it in there to Kleppe. In 3 seconds, I don't understand the call because they were out of there when the whistle blew.
Well, I don't think Coach Thiessen can. He's questioning a little bit. By the way, I seen Coach Thiessen at that Indiana game. He was on television. He was right directly behind the Iowa bench. It didn't look like he was counting anything. He was just there enjoying the game.
Well, I tell you, Tom Davis uses him as a kind of a mentor. You know, he calls up Coach Thiessen and just says, Danny, can you give me a little advice how to keep these kids in school and get good ball players?
Well, I know Coach Thiessen does expect his players to study, and boy, there's nothing wrong with that. Then they won't have that trouble when they get into the college ranks.
We don't know what the controversy on the bench is, but
a correctable error.
A correctable error
was the 5th of the first half, resulting in a 1-1 bonus situation.
Island.
So I guess they called the foul on, well, Brian Jones at the line for the Hawks. They say it's a correctable error, so the 5th foul puts the Hawks in the bonus, and Jones puts her down. That's only the 4th point scored by the Hawks. The Lancers have just 3. Chance for a 2-point lead here. Brian puts it in, up and in.
You know, Brian's another one of those kids, lives out in the country, got a hoop in his backyard with his dad. He go out there and they shoot a lot of free throws.
Oh, nice fall-away jumper in there by Davidson. Jones picks up the foul. It's going to send Jeff Shones. Jeff, also a football player, National Honor Society, George.
You bet.
That's what you like to see here.
Oh yeah, it is. You know, and there's quite a few kids on this LaSalle team that belong to the National Honor Society, and some of them play more than one sport. That's great. You know, keep busy, keep out of trouble, get smart, be somebody.
Sean Greenwald comes in. Sitting down is Nick Streff. Shones, chance for a 1-on-1 here. Score tied 5-5. Kleppe with a big rebound for Prairie. Furler gives it off over here to Steele. Weldon looking inside for Kleppe. Kleppe over to Furler. Furler brings it inside the paint, puts a soft jumper up, and it's in. Scores 7-5. Hawks.
I knew Furler would start hitting. You know, that kid, he's too much of a pure shooter. He's going to can those babies when he gets that close.
Oh, nice shot in there by Sparano. Kleppe helping out on the press. He brings it across with a dribble, and he gets fouled in there by one of the Lancers. Got the number here. Number 44, that's Jeff Shones. That could be, that's first one on Jeff. Big Mike Kleppe on here. That's the second foul, George? That's right. They can't afford to lose Sparano. Oh no, that was Blitz with the foul?
44.
That's Shones. Shones has 2. They call traveling. Weldon throws the ball right into Ponick's hand. Team over here against Furler, no foul called. Weldon looked at the soft jumper, 13-footer in and out, and big rebound in there by Stainless Steel, and the foul is going to be on number 42, is it? Number 34, John Sparano with the foul.
34. Steele went in there with the land of the Giants, and I tell you, he must have jumped 3 foot tall because he was a head over everybody on that shot.
Steele with the first one makes the score 8-7. It's hard to pick up the fouls on the LaSalle side because the board seems to be off one player.
Yeah, right.
Aaron Vlecko comes in, and Steele sits down for the first time here. You got 3:30 first quarter. You got Weldon, Jones, Furler, Mike Kleppe, and Aaron Vlecko for the Hawks. Mike Kleppe's going to pick up his second foul, and he knew that was kind of a touch foul, but anytime you reach over the back like that, you're going to get it called. Full view of the officials.
It's good to see Vlecko back too. You know, he was had a serious injury in football, and I don't know how this is the first game I've seen him play in. I don't know how long he's been back playing basketball, but it's good to see him back, looking good.
Davidson makes the foul, or makes the front end, so brings his Lancers within 1. Score 9-8. 3:23 left in the first quarter. Davidson ties it up, 9-9. Furler, Weldon, Furler, and Greenwald picks up big number 2 foul. Greenwald hasn't hit from the field yet tonight, George. He's scoreless.
Got to be getting a little frustrated. Just not too long. What was the last game? He set a big record at LaSalle. Got to be a little frustrated.
Yeah, we want to talk about that a little bit. Greenwald now holds the record at LaSalle for the most points scored in one game. He scored 46, erased the record that Jeff Wessel had with 44 points. And I talked to Jeff Wessel, before the game. He says, hey, congratulate Sean Greenwald for a heck of a game, but Sean, Jeff said that he scored his against Linn-Mar with 22 shots from the field. You had 33 shots, and they didn't have three-pointers back then. I think Sean made 3 at a three-pointer. I probably would have scored 60.
He'd probably been lucky to have 20. You know, I've seen that guy shoot from way out. He's lucky he had to work underneath to get him.
And here's Furler with three-point range off the front of the rim. Nice rebound in there to Steele, throws it up. Oh, Weldon got away with a foul. Greenwald with a beautiful assist in there. Panic.
Candy play.
Greenwald's throwing the ball away, gets it in here, and a Hawks got it. Aaron Flecko came up with a Greenwald. He may not have scored yet, but he sure had a beautiful assist. Weldon with 3 points, and he drains it. Score now, 12-11, Hawks lead, and stolen away. Oh, Jones is in the paint. He didn't put it up. He gives it, and Jones was in that paint just a little too long.
He knew he was in it. He tried to get out, but I think his wheels were spinning.
And Pat Weldon sits down after scoring that three-pointer, and Smith comes in.
Great to see Pat come out of the slump with those three-pointers. That's great. It always pumps you up when you get one of those.
You bet. You know, you watch Weldon in practice, and he doesn't hesitate shooting that three-pointer because he's a good shot. Oh, Greenwald's upset. You know, he said, I should have had that. Coming in now for his job, John Sperano comes in, and Greenwald sits down, and
Greenwald's a little frustrated. I think the coach sees that. He says, let's sit down and think this thing out a little bit. So you can get in the flow of this game.
It's actually a low-scoring game, 12-11 with a minute and 50 seconds left in the first period. First inside. Oh, they're walking there by Flecko. Off that glass. No, that was Smith. Eric Smith with that black guy. Oh, nice dribble in there. That's Blitz. He misses. And Ponick dribbles. Blitz gives it back. Ponick with the baseline jumper. Rebound in there by Smith. Gets it over here to Furler. Brian Jones got caught. Oh, Furler sees an opening. He puts it up. He gets fouled and nothing called. Holy cow, George.
I think the referees went into a deep freeze right now. They're really banging him out there right now.
Aaron Flecko with a power rebound. Gets it up here to Smith. Smith loses the ball, rolls around on the floor, and he says he's on the line. Oh, I guess that was Ponick that was on the line, so. Referee just pointed in the wrong direction. Lancer's ball. Inbound in there by Sperano.
He's smiling about it.
Yeah, they can point in the wrong direction now and then, but oh, there's a travel that was missed. Ponick. Sperano gets it, and Flecko with the foul.
You know, and I tell you, Thiessen, even though this is number 44, does have a beautiful black eye, don't he?
Yes, he does. And that was Steele with the foul. Correction, Steele with the foul.
Nice
That's
thing
his
about
first.
A black eye like that. I mean, boy, it comes Monday morning, you can strut in the hall. Man, you are a stud, buddy.
And one thing for sure, the door didn't hit him. That happened up at Waller.
But what's the difference, you know?
Bob Davidson puts first one in, and it's a two-point game now. Chad Steele with the power rebound. Jones wheels and deals, gets it inside, and ball deflected in there. And look at that. That was Aaron Flecko going in there after that ball. The only thing is that ball doesn't have points on it, George.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Aaron better be careful. He might get sidelined again. That's tough ball going on right now. That's the way basketball ought to be played. I mean, what's wrong? This ain't a game for sissies. Let's get in there and bump heads a little bit, man. That's great.
Mitchell into the game. Trent gives it off to Jones. Jones wanted the three-pointer. Smith thinks about it. Nobody to go to. Jones will shoot the three-pointer. Oh, just missed. And Sperano with the rebound. Gets it up here to Ponick. Ponick wheels and deals, and it's blocked in there. I think Jones had it. It's Sperano. Oh, he ties it up 14 all. 10 seconds left here. Mitchell, ball bounced around in here. 5 seconds left. Streff with the 10-footer off the glass, and at the end of the first quarter, a low-scoring ball game, 14-14.
It's low scoring, but it's not short on action, man. These babies they're moving.
Oh, nice shot. Moreno with the foul. Double team up here. Oh, nice play in there by Minchell. Minchell gets it inside. Double dribble in there on Mike Kleppe. Scores 16-14 in favor of the Lancers.
And this second quarter starting out just like the first one ended, boy. These kids are scrapping all the way.
Moreno. Hawks gave up on the rebounding in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Kleppe, he's the plumber of this outfit. He keeps all the things running the right way. He's down the hard hat area, and he don't have a hard hat. They ought to give some of these guys hard hats, because that's tough country, baby.
Trent Minchell in there, gives it over to Smith. Smith uses his dribble. Over here to Furler. Furler gets it inside to Kleppe. Smith travels or goes inside. Beautiful assist in there by Mike Kleppe. And Smith takes it off the glass. Greenwald with a three-pointer, and he missed again. He's scoreless. Rebounded in there by Blitz. 18-16 Lancers. Furler. Smith. Mitchell's going to go all the way, and that's a three-point. A chance for a three-point play here. Trent Mitchell. Bob Davison for the Lancers going in, and Gerald Blitz sits down. Blitz also a football player, George.
I'll tell you, that's a lot of these kids on LaSalle's team. They do 2 and 3 things, and they probably maybe even sing in a choir or something.
Okay, Trent Mitchell gives a 1-point lead for the Hawks, 19-18, 7 minutes left here in first half. Good defense by Hupfer. There's a 3-point shot in there by Streff. 2-point lead here for the Lancers. Furler looked for Kleppe, and I'll tell you what, Kleppe got mugged in there by Shones, nothing called. And I'll tell you, they're a little tentative in there. Shones just was over Mike Kleppe, but Lancer fans are saying good defense.
Good defense. I vowed I wasn't going to say anything about the referees, so I won't.
Gift in there. Furler, Kleppe gets it out, and a shot in there. And I'll tell you what, that could be after the shot. That could be after the shot. Foul called on Nick Streff.
Not only Nick took a heck of a blow too. His own buddy fell right on top of his stomach. That had to take the air right out of him.
Furler a chance to put his Hawks up. It's all tied 21 all. 6:14 left here, and Furler puts it in for the Hawks. Greenwald has the ball. Greenwald very frustrated, scoreless so far. That could be headlines. Moreno with a 2-point right in the paint. Furler, get it inside. I'll tell you what, good defense in there. Hupper puts it up off the glass. Smith, he'll take it in. Oh, they call a charge on it. Oh, I'll tell you what. We had a better angle up here, and there was no charge there, George.
Well, he knew something was wrong, so he had to move
in. Smith sits down. We got Paul Betcher in here running the camera. This is news.
I'll tell you what, that's news, but
Ball deflected in there by Trent Mitchell. Trent coming off the bench, playing a fine game, picks up that loose ball, gets it into Kleppe, and he 2 points. 24-23 Hawks up. I tell you, Mitchell has played an excellent game. His minutes are very good right now, George.
Yeah, he is. Well, that's the advantage. You know, let these kids get a little time. Each game they get a little stronger, and it's going to pay off at the end of the year.
Jones, intercepted in there by Sperano. I'll tell you what, here comes Hupfer. He's going to set it up. Greenwald reaches behind. Greenwald with another miss, and you're going to get, that's number 3 on Nick. It's Mike Kleppe when he went in for that jump shot, had to alter his shot, and he's still scoreless, George.
It's really hard to believe. You know, all week I've been listening to some LaSalle boosters talk about this Greenwald and how we're going to stop him. But you know, we've got a guy right in his puss all night long, and that's the reason. You watch every time he comes down with the ball, there's somebody they don't take their hand off of him.
Sperano sits down. Tom Hodges comes in for the first time. Mike Kleppe puts the ball in. And it's a 1-and-1. It's a 1-and-1, and they only gave him one shot. It's a 1-and-1, and they only gave him one shot. I don't understand this. It's going to be a correctable error here. And it's a correctable error, and the referee knew it. The referee's having a tough time tonight. Kleppe only got one shot on that 1-and-1, made the first one. And I want to ask you, George, does that bucket down here count?
I believe it's going to count, you know, but I'm going to stick, guys. These guys are moving. I mean, you don't have, your eyes don't have time to focus on any one thing.
The last bucket by the Lancers is good, so the score now is 25-27, and I'm sure Kleppe gets the ball, and they also gets the. Oh, Weldon with the miss, and Weldon fighting for the ball. Gets it over here to Maloney, who's in the game for the first time. Greenwald spins up show on Greenwald. Greenwald hasn't hit yet. Lancers with the ball on the jump ball.
I'll tell you what. These guys are going to sleep tonight. Both teams, I tell you, and I hope they keep it. I hope they stay friends because you know they're doing a lot of pushing and shoving down there, and very physical game.
Davidson sits down. Jeff Jones comes in. Greenwald, he'll shoot that shot over there. Bothered in here by Weldon, and oh, I tell you what. Oh, I don't believe it. Mike Kleppe, nothing called. He got him on the rebound. He got him coming down. I tell you, give these Lancers credit. Maloney guarded in there by Kleppe. Kleppe's got 2 fouls. Up Greenwald's foot, up his leg, out of bounds. The kid is having a tough night. Kleppe traveled, nothing called. And you're going to get a call, a foul on Greenwald. No, that's Maloney. They call a touch foul on this end. He absolutely mugged Kleppe on the other end. I don't understand it. When people go rolling around on the floor like that, nothing's called, but you reach over and you get a little touch foul, they call it.
Well, I don't see Bob Jennings patrolling the sidelines tonight, but he'd straighten him out, I believe.
Mike Kleppe scores, brings his Hawks within 1 point. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the first half. Kleppe, nothing but net. Panic through Hodges. Hodges comes around, takes a look at Kleppe, and that's a good call in there. Hodges charges into Kleppe. 3 minutes and 58 seconds left, and player control foul. They're both in the bonus. It's all tied up, 27 all. Perler, Minchell, Weldon thinks about it. Hupfer looked like a pass in there. They're going to call Hupfer for the foul.
Hupfer put up a bad air ball, you know.
And played them several days ago, and they beat the Cougars, scored 93 points, and I heard that was the most points scored against an Arnie Zedeker coach team. And I'll tell you what, Arnie, he's not a young fella, but for the Hawks to score 93 points, and I think the school record is 97 points for the Hawks. Furler here Gets it inside to big Mike Kleppe. Gets it over to Aaron Flecko. Bounces in and out and in again. So Hawks lead by 2. Greenwald still looking for his first points in the game. He wheels, he deals. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, and he earned them. Boy, I'll tell you, they're scrapping out there, Jerry.
Oh, I tell you, Furler gave up a 3-point try. Weldon won't. At the back of the rim. Kleppe with a power rebound, gives it in here to Furler, misses, and Maloney comes up with a rebound. Greenwald runs, Weldon tries to catch up. Nice defense in there by the Hawks, and nice rebound in there by Panic. He puts it up, blocked in there by Mitchell, and I'll tell you, Hodges gets called for the foul. That's his second foul.
Well, Hodges just happened to be in the wrong place. He was right in the middle of a couple. He got the foul.
You got Shones, Greenwald, Maloney, Panic, and also Sperano. Paul Betcher wants to make.
Yeah, I just want to say this is definitely a George Jones game, and Jerry, make sure he pays on the way out. You very seldom get a football game during basketball season.
Listen, the only thing they're lacking is a little mud and dirt down there, baby, and we might get it yet. It might be some hair and blood, boy.
Sperano goes in, and nice drive in there, puts his Lancers up by 2. Mitchell brings the ball up, gives it over to Furler. Furler looking inside for Kleppe. Furler and Mitchell with the 2-point try, and he ties it up, 31 all. 2 minutes and 23. I'll tell you, Sperano's going to go in, and Sperano's hot.
Well, you know, most times we're putting 2 guys on number 10, Grunwald, and
Smith, Eric Smith with 2 points, ties it up, 33 all. Guarded by Aaron Flecko. Smith guarding Greenwald. But Greenwald can handle that ball. Here's Sperano, you got to stop. Oh, turnaround jumper, bounces in and out, and Kleppe with the rebound. And do you have 3 fouls on Mike Kleppe here?
It looks like 3 fouls on Kleppe.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to call a foul when they're both going up for the rebound like that.
It's hard, very hard. Kleppe's a pretty big kid, though. He bounces these kids around. I'll tell you, it's really intense down there, but I've had a chance to just stop and look at this crowd on both sides of the gymnasium here. And I want to tell you, this crowd is just as intense as those basketball players out there.
Jones misses his first free throw. Jones with the 2-pointer try. And Steele with the rebound, puts it up, and he gets fouled in there by, I believe it was Maloney. And you're going to bring Davidson in the game, and shuts down. Maloney come off the bench. He's picked up his second foul already. A minute 36 seconds left. The score tied up 33 all. Stainless Steel at the line, shooting 2.
And you know, you just got to have 8-10 players playing this kind of game anymore. You wouldn't be able to last the game out.
You got Furler, Jones, Steele, Smith, and Flecko on the line, or in the game for the Hawks. Steele makes his second one. Hawks lead by 1. Hodges off Maloney's hands. Smith will inbound it here. Hawks will work for a good shot here, I'm sure. Hawks will work a little time off the clock. Jones gets it over to Furler. Furler gets it over to Jones, looking for Steele inside. He's open. Oh, dangerous pass in here. Flecko puts it up, left the glass. Oh, that's Smith. That's Smith off the glass. 36-33 Hawks. Oh, Hodges with the turnover, but nothing called. And Brian Jones picks up the foul. I tell you what, the Prairie fans are on these referees. Then you had, I think it's a turnover.
Make George Jones pay double. This is really a good football game. This may be the best one we've seen all year.
And no pads, baby. That's where the men come to play. That's right.
Well, I'll tell you, Jerry and George and Paul, there's a couple of guys out there that got some pretty good shiners. They've been playing football for a long time this season.
George is licking his chops over here. Does that mean he must be out there in the middle of it?
Maloney picks up that third quick one. Coming in is Chad Sullivan, also a baseball player, and another football player named George.
That's right, you know. And Mahoney, a lot of good Irishmen on this squad.
Maloney, not Mahoney. Maloney, but still Irish.
That's right. Right from the old sod.
Sperano gives it over to Panic. Panic over here to Sullivan. Sullivan will go in for the shot, and he gives it to Eric Smith. And I'll tell you, Sullivan knew he saw the turnover coming and just tried to reach back, picked up his first foul. Eric Smith to the line, shooting 1-1.
Jerry, the officials just decided they want to take the game back, and you're seeing some ticky-tack calls.
Yeah. They seem to be up and down. That's right. They let them bust knuckles for a long time, and then they won't even let them brush people. Yeah.
Eric Smith misses the first one. 3-point lead for the Hawks. 45 seconds first half. Sperano gives the ball over to Sullivan. Sullivan over here, and he did travel. Right in front of the referee, so he had to call that one, George.
Oh, they wouldn't miss a call like that.
And I think Coach Denny Thiessen says, let's go for one shot, unless it's wide open. Brian Jones, someone's got to be open inside. Eric Smith over to Vleckel, back to Eric Smith. You got a foul in on Maloney. That's number 4 on him. Eric Smith in there along with Furler, Stainless Steel, Vlecko, and Jones. Smith going to try to hit that first one now. Oh. It went in, Dave.
I don't think it went in.
No, it didn't go in. 36-33. There he finally hits it. 23 seconds left. Brian Jones on Panic. Panic tries to come around. Jones with the defense gets the ball out here to the front. Panic gets it over to Davidson. Here it comes, an air ball.
4 seconds, Jerry.
4 seconds, Hawks have a chance. Furler looking for a little help. And it's good if it goes in, and it missed. So a 4-point lead by the Hawks. The score is 37-33. We'll be back for second half action. You're watching Cox Cable Channel 36, voice of Cedar Rapids Prairie here in the metro area. Mike Kleppy with a nice shot. Brian Jones with the ball, gives it to Furler out front. Mike Kleppy over to Jones with a long 3-pointer, up and in. Hawks lead 41-33. Just underway here in the third quarter. Shot up in there by Sperano. Greenwald fouls Smith. Smith gives it to Furler. Up and in. Nice pass in there by Eric Smith. Mike Kleppy almost stole the ball away. Okay, LaSalle. Mike Fettgether, the head coach, calls a timeout. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Hawks have a 10-point lead, 43-33. This is Jerry Evers here, Dave Evans to my left, Paul Betcher to my right, and you got the carpetbagger, George Jones, running the camera.
Saw like a couple wide receivers to him, don't we?
Mugged, but nothing called. Blitzed with a nice move, scores 2. Jones to Furler. Furler back to Jones. Jones looking inside to the big guy. Furler with that 20-footer. In and out. Blitz with the rebound. Sperano. He'll take it inside if given a chance. defense down for the Hawks. Sperano gets it over to Greenwald. Inside to Blitz. He wheels, he deals, and off the front of the rim, Mike Kleppe with a big rebound. Gives it over here to Furler. Furler looks down, dishes it off to Eric Smith. Hupfer with a three-pointer, and he hits the back of the answers. Sperano, Greenwald takes it inside with the jumper. Scoreless here in the first half, or the second half. Jones takes it down the middle. He's looking for a pass. Gives it to Greenwald. Sean dribbles it up. He's looking for somebody, nobody down deep. And Blitz gets fouled in there by Mike Kleppe, and boy, the crowd just took a big breath that time, because that would have been 4 on the big guy, Paul.
Oh, no question about it. I like these officials. I think they found their niche in life. I think they ought to be football officials.
Nice pass in there by Hupfer, goes and Furler misses the shot. Blitz with the rebound. Greenwald looking deep. He's looking off the wings. The Blitz shoots 8-footer, bounces in and down. 37-43. Hawks need a score right here. Jones goes in, shoots the 10-footer off the front of the rim, and Greenwald with the basket. He's got 2-on-1, and Greenwald misses. Smith with the rebound, gives it to Furler. Furler takes it up, slows it down. Down here to Hupfer. Hupfer takes it inside, loses the ball. And Jones comes up with it, gives it off over to Ponick. Ponick with a nice dribble, and a foul in there on Furler. Furler didn't get enough of the arm.
I didn't think they were going to call that one. You know, this has been a real interesting ball game. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and two fine ball clubs that are really playing interesting ball game, Jerry.
Absolutely, and a 10-point lead is evaporating quickly. Pat Welding in the game. Eric Smith with that big black eye sits down. Hawks now only have a 4-point lead, and Panic in there ready to shoot one shot to make it a 3-point. He misses. Weldon just coming into the game with the rebound. Furler gets it up here to Hupfer. Hupfer puts the ball down, and there's Weldon. He's made one of those already. And swish! Yes, yes, yes!
Weldon just...
Yeah, Weldon with the ball here. Weldon wheels and he deals. Panic with the gun. Isn't Weldon related to you, Dave?
Well, yes, he is. By marriage.
They forgot to call the travel in there on Shones. Panic is inside. Panic puts it up. He misses. Nice rebound in there by Stripe, and he puts it in. Stripe, Nick Stripe, brings the Lancers within 7. Weldon, they're going to come out. And Shones that's number 5 for Shones.
You have to say, you know, the Hawks came down here 4 times.
Not just her, the Hawks just took University of Michigan Wolverines in overtime down there in Carver Hawkeye.
Jury, somewhat of a surprise. Michigan scored 14 unanswered points at one point in the first half, had another run of about 11, and the Hawks were down 11 at the half. So nice comeback by Iowa. Hopefully they can win it.
Blitz gets it down underneath, and Weldon comes up with it. Hupfer had a good 4 game. Nice catch in there. Weldon, he wanted to take another crack at that 3-pointer. Blake off the front of the rim, rebounded in there by the Lancers, but it's off. Jones got mugged, nothing called. And they call Mike Kleppe for his 4th foul. He was standing there watching.
Like I said, it's really been an adventure out there, but both these teams have really played hard. And I'll tell you, as far as a physical ball game, Jerry, how far do we have to go back to?
Well, we could go up at Kennedy. The Hawk defense. Greenwald gets it inside. Nice shot in there by Davidson. Greenwald with the assist. Brings the Lancers within 7. Hawks has got Kleppe on the bench. His hands. Mitchell's going to get called for the foul.
Jerry, a good foul right there. It had been an uncontested layup, and we saw Trent Mitchell do a great job as free safety for the Hawk football team, and he made a play there that saved a couple points. Easy layup.
I'll tell you, Trent Mitchell's coming into the first half of this game and played an outstanding game. He got probably about 8 or 9 quality minutes. Weldon on defense of Greenwald. He can't shoot with Weldon on him, and you're going to get a foul. No, that's 3-second call in there against the Lancers. You got Weldon, Furler, Mitchell, Steele, and Hupfer in the game here for the Hawks. Blitz, Greenwald, Streff, Sperano and turnover Hawks. Hawks are just have been basically turnover free, but that's a costly one. 7-point lead with 2:40 in the third quarter. Greenwald, I think Greenwald's been shut off here in the second half also. Had about 4 points
This quarter and are holding on here, and they're about ready for another run.
Blitz gets a ball. They're going to have to front him. Mitchell gets it inside, and you're going to get a foul on Blitz. And that's number 5. The number Blitz with his fourth foul. Shones comes in. I think Shones has got 4. Mitchell gives it off cross-court pass to Mitchell. Mitchell takes it off the rim, and Mitchell gives it here to Furler. Furler gives up the three-pointer. Well, looks like he traveled. He should have took that three-pointer.
Jerry, very critical. 1:56 to go, third period. Hawks with Kleppe.
Well, if they need to work it in, go ahead and take that three-point shot. Weldon's had 2 of them front there already. And Hupper also play. Hupper's had a good floor game. Hasn't had much in the offensive column. Hupper is a tough cookie out. Brother had a good game in a sophomore game right pre.
That wasn't Sean's fault. Guy started to move after he was stationary, and it's one of those LaSalle, but a good chance here, Jerry, for the Hawks. Let's work it in, get the ball inside, get 2 points, take some time off that.
Now are just going to be from the outside. Furler gets mugged and nothing called. Greenwald with the excellent pass in here to Stripe, and up and in. 3-point lead here for the Hawks. Furler taking it in all by himself, and he scores.
Jerry, LaSalle's game is a speed game now, and with Kleppe out of there, it's very, very important. The Hawks take their time, set it up.
Furler with 3-point attempt. Steele puts it up, and he gets fouled in there, and that's going to be on Davidson. Hupper sits down, Flecko comes in, Furler sits down, and Jones comes in.
From that standpoint.
Streep goes in there, rebound in there by Jones. Weldon brings it across the line, gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it out here. No, he kicks it out. Weldon gives up the three-pointer, but shoot it. That's 3. Yes, yes, basket. 55-49. Brian Jones.
Not very heavy. Really a scrambler.
Streep gets it blocked in there by Steele. Looked like all ball to me.
Brian Jones does a good job, not only his shooting, Jerry, but he's really come a long ways as a passer. And
like all those Jones boys, they get their athletic ability from mom.
Actually, they get it from their uncle.
Strep puts the front end in. 14 seconds left here, 55-50. Tower rebound in there by Steele. You got 10 seconds left here. Weldon's going to 10, 57-50, 4 seconds left. That's the first foul in there. That's the first.
Our team has hung on here without Mike Kleppe. Mike's been out for about 6 minutes of this quarter with 4 personal fouls, and the guys have really picked up the action out there and have done a fine job.
Left-handed shot there by Greenwald. He's one of those ambidextrous athletes. 5-point lead by the Hawks. Mitchell will put the long one up. It hit the backboard. So at the end of 3 stanzas, 5-point lead here by the Prairie.
I'll tell you what, I like the looks of that Weldon kid out there. You know, he's getting some playing time, and he's making it pay. That kid can shoot the big bomb, and he can work inside. Looking good.
He's got a younger brother who's a 7th grader that probably is going to be a big guy. He's going to be a center. The fourth quarter, Sperano with the ball, defended in there by Vleckel. Vleckel reaches in, 15-footer by Sperano, and he's hot tonight. He's taken up the slack where Greenwald hasn't been able to score. Steele with a nice, back to Flecko, in and out. Nice assist in there by Brian Jones. Steele started it, though.
Excellent ball movement that time.
Off the hands of Street. And I'll tell you, this is a break for the Hawks. They have a 5-point lead here with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the game.
I think Coach can be out of there as long as the Hawks can stay in there and maintain about a 5-point lead. So let's see if the Hawks can do it.
Steele gets it over to Jones. Jones is going to slow it up. Mitchell. Weldon with the three-pointer. Bingo! We've got 4 or 5 Hawks that have scored 4. Let's read them up here. 3-point games, most in any 3-point field goals made. Paul Gavin, David Grobby, Wes Bruns, Gary Eilers, and Mark Kleppe. So that 5 Hawks. Well, and we got a 1-and-1. The referees caught it this time. Trent Mitchell up to the line. These are big free throws, Paul.
I think it's great, Jerry. Both of our favorite Hawks doing well here right now. Mitchell will toe the line here. Right in there. Jerry, I'll head out of here. I'll give you a progress report on the Hawks.
Mitchell with a second try. Missed. Rebound by Greenwald. Weldon defending Greenwald in there. Greenwald having trouble bringing the ball up with a good defense in there. And Davidson puts it up and in. 63-56. Hawks lead. Mitchell, trap in there, dribbles out. Greenwald with his 4th foul. Greenwald's had a tough night, but I'll tell you, the slack has been taken up by John Sperano. 6'1" forward, junior forward here for the Lancers. We don't have a statistician. They don't pay us enough to keep stats up here, but Sperano's had an outstanding game. Trent Mitchell up. Team with a 7-point lead. It rattles in. 64-56. Hawks. 6 minutes and 44 seconds left here. You're watching Cox Cable Channel 36. Voice of Cedar Rapids Prairie here in eastern Iowa. Trent Mitchell up here for his second try. Rolls off the back, so makes the front end. Sperano up here. What did I mention Jason Jones' name for? Over the back and nothing called. Corey Steele with the rebound, or that's Chad. We call him Stainless Steel. Weldon. Mitchell. Mitchell puts it up and in. 66-56. Hawks with that 10-point lead now. Greenwald with the 4 fouls. Guarded in there by Weldon and missed. Rebounded in there. Who's it going to? And you're going to get traveling. Jones and Steele fighting over it. Here comes Furler for the Hawks. Timeout LaSalle. Get it inside to Davidson, and he walked. Nothing called. And basket by Strife brings his Lancers within 8 of the Hawks. And here's Jones, uses the body well. Jones points, 10-point lead again here for the Hawks. Sperano brings the ball up. Hupper in the game now with the defense. Sperano, and I'll tell you, Eric Smith with the foul. Blitz with the 2-point. No one's going to stop Blitz that time. Blitz, football player here, senior, 6'3". And I just heard well, the Hawk guys down in Iowa City just, was that a final score, Dave? The Hawkeyes down in Carver won it over the Michigan Wolverines for their first Big Ten victory this season. And And I turned around to see if that was a final score in Iowa City, and I didn't see what happened on the floor, but the Hawk fans were yelling. Furler looking inside to steal, can't get it there. Someone's open over there. That's Smith. Smith to Jones. Smith, 3 seconds, and I think that was Steele in there. Just had a foot in there for about 3.5 seconds. Big Mike Kleppe going to come into the game, and here comes Steele sitting down, who's played an excellent game. Mike Kleppe with the 4 fouls. Greenwald also with 4 fouls. Oh, now I tell you, Hupper goes in. Smith with the steal there.
Big announcement. Iowa beats Michigan in a
Foul in there by Sperano. And Sperano with only 2 personals brings Big Mike Kleppe to the line. Kleppe sat out most of that quarter.
mingling with the crowd. I tell you, these poor refs are under heat from both sides. I listen to the LaSalle people down there saying, boy, what a lousy game these guys are calling. The Prairie guys are saying, what?
Mike Kleppe using the board that time, and anytime you use a board on the front end of it to show that you can do it.
Well, nice situation here, Jerry. The Hawks up 11 with just under 5 minutes to play. Good sign.
And it's unofficial, but I think Greenwald's been held to single digits. Nice move in there by Davidson, puts it up and in. Furler brings it over here to Smith. Smith gets it down to Hupper. Hupper looking for somebody inside. He gives the ball way to Streff. And Greenwald, I think that's double figures for Sean. Hupper gives it to Mike Kleppe. And helps out, and Jones gets called for the reach-in foul.
Well, Hawks with a 9-point lead here with under 4 minutes to play, and like you say, I think with this kind of a lead, no sense to get too hungry. Come on down, run a little clock, and look for the open man under the basket. Shoot nothing but layups from now on out.
And it looks to me like Coach Denny Thiessen is closing in on that 200th career victory.
What do you think it is? I know this is a milestone tonight. We're going to try to get him up here afterwards, and we'll talk about it. What a class individual and a great coach and a great part. Makes Prairie High School just that much greater of a place for our young people.
I'll tell you what, we can't count these chickens here, Paul, because it's only a 7-point lead here by the Hawks, and you still got 4 minutes left to play. And Hawks get a break there. They get the ball out of bounds.
I think a 7-point lead is nice now. And I'll tell you, you know what's better than a 7-point lead with 3:54 to go?
How about an 8-point lead?
No, a 7-point lead with 2:54 to go.
You had me either way, Paul. Hupper with the shot, and it's in! Hupper's been somewhat closed out tonight, but that foul in there. Hodges picks up number 3. Coming in for him is Nick Streff.
Did they announce the Iowa win?
Now, Paul just asked me, did we announce the Iowa win? Well, go ahead and announce it. You'll be the 3rd one.
Well, Jerry, I'll tell you what, I don't want to be repetitious, but how about them fighting Iowa Hawks?
Hupper. Trifecta. Hupper here on Sperano. Jones missed it. Furler sees, there's Furler, 3-point try. Sperano, he's going to take it inside before the shot. You're going to get Hupper with that foul. Davidson comes in for the Lancers. Sitting down is Jeff Jones. Hupper for the Hawks just picked up number 4, Paul.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, I've always said basketball officiating really hard to officiate. We ought to get the officials up here. This has been a tough game to call, no question about it.
Single-digit lead now. Sperano cuts to 9, 76-67. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left here. Big rebound by Mike Kleppe. Just dug it out of there. Gives it over here to Smith. Down to Hupper. Hupper with 4 fouls. Gets there. Furler gives up the 3-pointer. And nice pass in there. Hupper thinks about Jones. Oh, I tell you what. Greenwald with a beautiful pass in there to Davidson. 78-69, 9-point lead for the Hawks. Nobody guarding Hupfer. Hupfer takes it in. The last two baskets for the big guys been tip-ins.
11-point lead with 2:40 to go, Jerry. LaSalle's got to make a run right now.
Greenwald trying to take over off the back rim, gets his own rebound. He goes in the land of the Giants and puts it in. What a savvy player that Sean Greenwald is. LaSalle calls a timeout. 2 minutes and 26 seconds lead. 80-71, Hawks up.
With Jetson on the line, I said, look at him. I told you Jetson make those shots, didn't I?
Here's some of the Hawk fans down here. Got a 9-point lead, and they're still cheering them on. Hawks. Pat Weldon gets the ball deep, and here's Mike Kleppe. No stuff this time. Beautiful pass in there by Weldon. Gets it down to Kleppe. The Lancers fell asleep. 11-point lead here for the Hawks. Greenwald gets it over here to shot in there by Straff. Missed it, and look at Furler going in there for the rebound. Straff with, oh, here's Hupfer. Jones just missed it. Kleppe with the third consecutive tip-in.
I'll tell you, he ain't only a plumber. He keeps things flowing. He's a garbage man. That's 3 in a row he's picked up.
Jerry, can I go collect the songbooks?
Not yet. Sperano in there. You can't count these Lancers out. They cut it to 11. And Trenon Greenwald's going to take a rest. That's number Paul. Minute 43 seconds left. You got Davidson, Blitz, Sperano, Hodges, and Streff in there for the Lancers. Furler in there, along with Kleppe, Pat Weldon, Hupfer, and Jones. Jason Furler gives his Hawks a 12-point lead here. Makes this, Paul, I'll tell you to go ahead and get up and scope out those songbooks. Scope them out, but
can I go collect the songbooks, Jerry?
Go ahead. Sperano, 15-footer, air ball. Hawks ball, minute 35 seconds left, 13-point lead. Maybe they can run that same play where you send two streaking ends going down there. Weldon, Hupfer gets mugged in there by Hodges. That's number 4 on Hodges. Justin Hupfer at the line, shooting 1-and-1. Nothing but cotton that time, George.
I tell you, the Hawks are really using that home cooking to their advantage. Some beautiful shots tonight. Split the net.
Hey, George, Betcher needs a little help with those songbooks.
Listen, I know better. You know, there's a big fat lady that sings when these babies are in the bag, and I haven't seen her even come out of the door yet.
Hodges having a tough time. Stripe takes it inside. And Kleppe gets hammered in there by Blitz. Nothing called. Pat Weldon here with a breakaway. Oh, he missed the shot. He can in the three-pointers, but he missed the gift. Oh, you got traveling on Hodges, but nothing called. And Brian Jones with the foul. Brian picks up number 4.
It's the second layup in a row we've seen blow it, you know, and I think that all of a sudden you're so wide open, nobody around you, you choke because you need a little pressure to get those buckets in.
You know, Pat's going to go home tonight. He's not going to think anything about those three-pointers. All he's going to think about is that layup. He's going to have nightmares. His mom just turned around and said, hey, why can't he make those?
No, I'll tell you what his mother said. His mother says 100 layups tomorrow morning in the gym.
Oh, is that what she said?
And no haters either, I'll tell you that.
Mike Kleppe sits down. We got Steele, Jones, Furler, Hupfer, and Weldon in the game.
This has to these 2 games in a row, back-to-back. I have to think that last night's game was tough, too. What a way to get in shape, huh? 2 tough games back-to-back like this?
Absolutely. 88-74 here. Hodges trying for his second shot. Good. That Hodges is just a junior, Paul. I tell you, he's a sweet one.
No question about it. He's really impressed us tonight, Jerry.
Sitting down is Davidson, another good player. Steele gets it back to Weldon. Weldon brings it up. Furler. Jones thinks about it. And there you go. Weldon is making up for that missed free throw, or missed layup.
Did you tell the people how many of these LaSalle Lancers are on the National Honor Society today?
Oh, go ahead and cover it, George.
Well, there's Nick Street, number 5, National Honor Society. Greenwald, National Honor Society. Sperano. Shones.
And probably a couple more that we don't
Probably
have.
a couple more I don't know of. Hodges is on the National Honor Society. That goes a long way. You know, all these colleges are talking about Proposition 4. You know, these kids are on the National Honor Society. They don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
You got Power Sox in the game, along with Mike Mance, Steele.
Calls of the first half?
I'll tell you, refereed 3 7th grade AAU games, and from that point on, I tell you, I have a lot of respect for anybody that wears a striped shirt. It's real tough, and the best seat in the house is up here in the stands. You don't have to be moving around looking through those bodies for those fouls.
I've never done it, Jerry. It looks pretty easy to me.
Leave it to old Betch. You know, he's going to pick on those guys to the last minute. But I'm with you. That's a tough job.
Trent Mitchell makes the front end. Scores 91-75, 33 seconds left here. This is Jerry Evers, Paul Betcher, George Jones, and on the camera, Big Dave Evans. Dave, it looked like you're putting a little weight on there.
That's muscle. He's been lifting weights. I'll tell you, that guy's going to clean the gymnasium out pretty soon.
Long shot in there by Dan Carney, who's in the game for the Lancers. Carney picks it up. Also in the game is John Glass. Jason Gotkin, another football player, Getkin, I should say. Jason's going to get after me for mispronouncing his name, and a foul's going to be called on Dan Carney. Carney's 6-foot guard. He's also a senior. Sean Novy, the center for the Hawks.
Oh, Sean, he usually snaps the ball for football.
We say center for the football team.
That's right. He usually snaps it between his legs. We'll see what he can do shooting from a front-on view from the free throw line.
Maybe he should turn around. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Go.
Sean missed the front end of that one-on-one. 4 seconds left here. Blocked in there by Trent Mitchell, and that's the game. 92, well, they're going to call the foul. Nope, they're going to say, let's forget about it. Final score, 92-75, and let's see if we can get some of the players and possibly Coach Denny Thiessen up here. So we'll be back in just a few seconds.
To interview guests here after the ball game, two of the fine Prairie guards, point guard Jason Furler and wing guard Justin Hupfer. Justin, you guys get better and better. You've had some big nights. Tonight's ball game against LaSalle, no exception. You guys came out quite a ball game. I didn't know you played football, but anything you missed last fall, you certainly picked up in this ball game.
Yeah, this is a rough game. Came out kind of slow in the first half and weren't really running our offense very well. In the second half, we came out and picked it up and did a pretty good job on offense.
You really did. You guys get extremely good ball movement. I'm going to turn the ball over here to the point guard for the Prairie Hawks. You guys, your ball movement's better than it was last year.
Yeah, it is. We got a smaller team this year. It's kind of more guard-oriented, and our offense is really based on penetration. And when we don't do that, we really get shut down. Tonight, we did a better job of that in the second half.
It's kind of interesting. Last year, you know, you go out there, you look, you got 2 guys in the paint and 3 guys in the perimeter, Justin, and this year 4 guys in the perimeter, 1 guy in the paint.
Yeah.
Coach Thiessen will keep us going in practice, and hopefully, you know, we'll start.
For the 2 fine Prairie guards, Dave Evans will be back with Coach Denny Thiessen in just 1 minute. Now joining me, Mike's side. First of all, Denny, congratulations on their 600th victory as a high school coach. And
200.
Well, it's a 200? Oh, you're not that old, are you?
But I won't get 600 times 74.
Okay, well, listen, first of all, this is the first time we've had a chance to interview you, but since you lost 4 fine seniors off of last year's team, of course, Troy Taranis, who's at the University of South Dakota, Schlesselman, of course, a big man on the inside for you, Casey Lane, your general off the bench when things got tough, and I'm leaving somebody out. And Steve Doherty, of course, who did a fine job of playing forward for you. You take those 4 guys off your Mississippi Valley Conference championship team. You look at the toughness of the league. We see a preseason poll in the Dubuque Telegraph Herald that has Prairie 7th place, and all of a sudden, Coach, I mean, we're kind of figuring you to beat a 7th or an 8th place team, and all of a sudden, hey, you're in the hunt. You're up there in the top 2 or 3. I told Athletic Director Bob Jennings, you finished 2nd or 3rd this year. With as tough as this Mississippi Valley League is, I think you ought to be in for about a 10-year contract.
Well, thank you. Kids have been playing pretty well now, and we lost a tough one last night at Wahlert, a game we probably shouldn't have lost, but did, and that's the way the game goes. And we learned a lesson, I hope, last night, that we have to play hard every time out. When we play hard, we're a good basketball team. We did some little statistic work before the ball game tonight. We showed the kids that in our 5 wins this year, we're averaging 81 points a game. In our 6 losses, we're averaging 62 points a game. So tonight we scored 92 points, so we're right where we should be when we win basketball games. And there was a big correlation between the number of times we've gone to the free throw line. In our wins, we've been to the free throw line 31 times at an average. In our losses, we've been there 15 times. So it's just aggressiveness. We've averaged 17 offensive rebounds in our wins and 9 in our losses. And, you know, those are signs of whether or not you're aggressive. You're going to the boards. If you're going to shoot free throws, you're getting the ball inside, so you're aggressive with the basketball. And, you know, it's pretty plain and that when we're aggressive, we're not too bad, and we can play with most everybody.
You look out there at the offense, it looks a little bit different out there. Last year we saw Schlesselman and guys like Schlesselman and Taranis and Kleppe banging around inside, a lot of folks in the paint. This year you look in there, you got 4 guys on the perimeter and you've got 1 guy basically on the inside. Mike Kleppe, and Mike Kleppe gives him a little bit more room to operate, doesn't it?
Right. We started the year with 2 people inside, and then we changed after about the 3rd or 4th game just to kind of free Mike up a little bit more. Got a little congested inside, and we really don't have another post player. We're basically a guard-oriented team and a lot of small forwards, so you know, why put somebody inside that really can't play inside? So we've spread it out and tried to penetrate, and I think we've done a pretty good job offensively. You know, since Christmas time, we've scored, what, 92, 93, 85, then 72 last night, 92 tonight. So, you know, we're averaging probably about 88 points a game since Christmas time, which isn't too bad in high school.
How do you feel about your defense compared to last year? I know last year, obviously, to be a champion, you've got to have a pretty darn good defense. How does this defense compare with the defense you had a year ago at this stage of the season?
Our kids are getting better defensively. The biggest problem we have with our defense right now is our rebounding. That's the end of defense, and we're not doing a good job of keeping teams to getting 1 shot. If we did a better job at that, we'd be a much better defensive team. I'm not big on defensive statistics on points allowed because you know, I can walk the ball up the court and maybe hold somebody in the 50s. But when we're running, we're going to score, you know, and the opponents get the ball then back and they get a chance to score. So I look at the difference between offense and defense, and in the conference, we're at about a +9, which is 2nd best in the league, and overall we're at about a +4. This will probably put us up a little bit higher than that. So that's what I look at, and we're coming around defensively. We're playing just basically man-to-man this year. We're trying to get out and pressure people, and I thought Pat Weldon and Eric Smith just did a great job tonight defensively on Sean Greenwald, who was the leading scorer in the area, and you know, I thought they really held him down well tonight.
No question about it. Smith got a black eye out there, and can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that happened last night at Wahlert. It was, I'd say, in the first minute of the ball game, he got an elbow in the eye, and it started to puff up on him right away. And by the time the game was over with last night, it looked pretty good. And he had ice on it on the way home. And then this morning, it was really nice and purple and black and looked really good. We told him he was ready to take on Mike Tyson now, and his whole body would look like that. But he played well tonight. He said he could see out of it, and that was the important thing, as long as he had vision, because we were already without Keith Kleppe tonight. He went home sick. So we were hurting a little bit, and Trent Minshaw had missed practice this week with the flu. So we were kind of hurting a little bit. It was good to get Aaron Vlecko back in the lineup and give him some minutes. His first time back since probably, what, the middle of October when he got hurt in football.
The Dubuque Senior Homecoming football game. Looking at Pat Weldon out there, 3 big field goals for you. I don't know, we didn't keep stats tonight, but he had at least 3 three-point goals and came down, hit a couple other nice shots. Missed a layup. His mother turned around and says, yells at Pat on the floor, "That's 100 layups in the gym tomorrow." Are you going to be here to supervise that?
No, I'm not. Pat makes things happen for us. Sometimes they're not always good things, but things happen. He gets us going. He gets the other guys. It's contagious. He had some steals tonight. He deflected some passes to allow other people to get steals. And when he's in there, something's going to happen, and usually it's something good. And he really played well tonight. And you know, he is amazing. You can hit the three-pointers and can't hit the one-footer, but that happens in the game.
No question about it. Got to ask you, we haven't had a chance to do all your ball games. Haven't seen all the games this year. Is there one game this season that really stands out so far as a tremendous effort by your team?
Well, I thought our game at Kennedy a week ago was really a great effort on our kids' part. We won 93-85, beat a very good Kennedy team on their floor, and I thought we gave a pretty good effort overall that night. We've had some other games where I thought we've played well. At times we did not have a great first half against Kennedy, but we kept getting down, and then we'd come back, and we get down, and we come back, and we thought our kids had learned at that time that playing hard was going to be important, and then we slipped back last night at Wahlert. So hopefully now we'll understand that again, and you know, we got the next 3 at home, so we're hoping maybe we can put together a little winning streak here.
That's fantastic. We got to play a little trivia with you. After all 200 wins, we're going to test you a little bit on some of the moments over the years. I know you've had a lot of great moments. Is there one game where you were way behind, and looking back over your coaching career, where you came back? Your biggest difference as far as a margin, as far as you were behind and came back and won it. Is there any game that stands out in your mind?
A couple. I got to think last year's Jefferson game over at Jefferson when we were 14 down at the half, and we came back to win it. That was a great effort. I can remember a game at Bettendorf that we played Kennedy back in 1976. We were 9 points down going into the fourth quarter. We had a 36-point fourth quarter, which is a heck of a lot of points in a high school basketball game in 8 minutes, and won the game by 10. So, you know, those were a couple. I'm sure there's a few others along the way. And you know, I think if I look back at memorable games, the winning the state tournament that year, those 3 games, beating Indianola 86-35, winning our first game at Des Moines by 51 points, and then playing a Des Moines East team with Maurice Newby and Jason Reese both playing at UNI. We were 17 ahead at them at the half, first time they'd ever been behind all year at halftime, and we ended up winning the ball game by 9, and then we beat Burlington 69-49 for the state championship. That was probably the best streak that a team has played 3 times in a row. We played with so much confidence, and you know, everything just worked out well for us at that time. But you know, there's been a lot of others. I guess as I look back at my years, the thing I remember the most are the kids that were the ones that weren't very good when they were in 7th, 8th, 9th grade and stayed with it and stayed with it and stayed with it and ended up being maybe our 6th, 7th man off the bench or a starter coming in and doing a good job. Those kids were the ones that stuck with it when it would have been easy to quit and go to something else, but they said, no, I want to stay with it, and they ended up contributing to the team. And I've got a lot of those kids that have given us a lot of good memories over the years.
Well, that's fantastic. We know you want to get home, and I guess you probably do a little celebrating after this 200th win and probably see the Iowa Hawkeye win over Michigan on videotape. I imagine you have the VCR going at home.
No, I didn't. I didn't tape it tonight. I tell you why I didn't. I'm too busy during the year. I have enough watching my own tapes and things like that. And you know, so there's a lot of other things to do during the year. But I'm sure I'll hear enough about it. And I'm really glad for the Hawks because, you know, those kids that are playing for them right now are the kinds of kids I like, because they've stayed with it. They've fought through some bad things. Everybody said, you know, they're going to lose again tonight to Michigan, and I was there for the game while you were there the other night with Indiana, and I thought they really played hard that night. And when you play hard, good things are eventually going to happen, and I think they're going to put together a few more wins before it's over with.
Sort of like the 1961 Hawks that lost Big Frank Allen and Harris and Ron Zager at a guard, and Marr, he was without 4 ball players. Of course, he had Don Nelson, and put a basketball player, 1 basketball reserve, Joe Novak, and Reddington, yeah. Sure. There was Jerry. Some of us were alive back in 1961. Reddington and Matt Ciccone was a quarterback on the football team, and I don't know how many memories you have of that team, but remember the Ohio State game in Iowa City that year?
Yeah, I remember that game very vividly because I had an English teacher that at Assumption High School that was a coach that I had bet, and I took Iowa in the ball game, and I collected on that. And that's why I remember it, because I enjoyed doing that and winning that. But I remember watching or listening to that ball game, and I thought that was just a great effort. And you know, those things happen. I think sometimes you need a little adversity to pull teams together and make them do better things.
Exactly right. And with that, we're going to sign off here from the Hawks Nest. For Coach Denny Thiessen, for Dave Evans, George Jones, Jerry Evers, this is Paul Betcher. Good night until the next time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Denny.
Just finished, and we have a presentation. Bob Jennings, AD for Prairie, with Bill Glass. So let's listen to this presentation. just presented head coach Denny Thiessen with a basketball signed by Coach Tom Davis from the University of Iowa Hawkeyes and some of the players down there in honor of his 200th career victory that happened here the last game in the Hawks' Nest. Bill Glass, a big booster here at Prairie, asking for support of the bond referendum coming up February 27th. It's a $4.9 million bond issue that will give us a new band area, a new power mechanics laboratory, a new auditorium, and of course a new gymnasium. And that's a pep band starting to play the fight song here at Prairie. And again, we encourage everybody to get out and vote. We have some biases how we'd like to have you vote, but we're just asking you to get out and voice your opinion with that right that you have to vote. And here comes a Jayhawks from Jefferson out on the floor, soon to be followed by